And hello, everybody. Welcome to this Saturday's live stream here on GameSpeaker on the YouTube network. So today I thought I'd just do a casual flight down from Leesburg over to, or down to Culpeper. Should be a little fun flight. Hope you guys enjoy the scenery here in Virginia during the month of January. You'll see a lot of trees, of course, without their leaves. So hope you guys enjoy. Just give me a few and we'll get set up.
5902 Delta Echo.
All right. Okay, go in here. Let me flip over here. We're going to go into our pilot view. All right, let's get our tablet. And we're going to go to the aircraft performance. And let's give ourselves some fuel. Let's see how many pounds. About 131 pounds is good. Go ahead and send that to the aircraft. And then we're going to go to the SimBrief app in the EFB. And we're going to view the SimBrief that's currently loaded. I actually loaded it up on the web. It's just easier for me to do it on the web. And then I just bring it down into the sim through the EFB. So as you can see, we have KJYO, and we're coming down to Culpeper, which is KCJR. So we should be good there. And let's just make sure that everything looks good here.
Ready to taxi.
Okay, so we're gonna depart from runway 17 and land on runway 22 down in Culpeper. Okay, check to make sure that there's no remarks for dispatch. And the ATC plan, let's see here. Sure, that's good. Yep, I think we're all set. So we're going to go ahead and import that into the route. And if we come over to
Kilo Bravo, ready to taxi.
Flight Planner, we should see it here
taxi via Alpha 4, Alpha
in
1.
the EFB without me even having to turn on the aircraft. So that all looks good. So let's go ahead and put that away. All right, so let's go ahead and fire up the alternator of master, the battery, avionics bus 1, and avionics bus 2. Turn on our beacon light because we're about to crank the prop. Okay, push the mixture in. Good. Select the fuel to both. Clear prop. Let's start this bad boy. Bring it back to both. On the alpha yoke, when you use the magneto key and you fire up the engine, it doesn't actually, on some other yokes, it bounces back to the both. So you just got to remind yourself to put it to the both position. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, I think we got everything good.
November 85 Tango Whiskey, ready to taxi. November 85 Tango Whiskey, runway 35 taxi via Alpha 4, Alpha 5.
Okay, we're gonna stay at 1500 because we don't want to pass the Bravo, since we're definitely in restricted airspace here in the Washington D.C. area. So we've got the altitude set up for 1500. Let's program the FLC flight speed, and this is going to be 7400.
November 463 Alpha Victor, ready to taxi. November 463 Alpha Victor, runway 17 taxi via Alpha 1.
Runway 17 taxi via Alpha 1, November 463 Alpha Victor.
I think we're ready to go, guys. Leesburg ground, good afternoon. November Charlie, Juliet 472 is requesting clearance to taxi down to runway 17.
November Charlie Juliet 472, runway 35 is active, runway 17 unavailable, expect runway 35, taxi via Alpha 4, Alpha, Alpha 5.
And that looks wrong. Let me look at my sim brief, what I filed.
Metro 3 Charlie Alpha ready to taxi.
All right, we're just gonna go with
Metro 3
17
Charlie
then.
Alpha, runway 35 taxi via Alpha, Alpha 5.
We'll treat it as they change. So, okay, so let's make sure our pitot heat's on. Our taxi. Taxiing to runway 35 via Alpha 4, Alpha, Alpha 5, November Charlie, July 472. Guys, I've adjusted the sensitivity
Skywagon 3 November X-ray ready to taxi.
in the
Skywagon 3
chase
November
plane
X-ray, runway
app,
35
so
taxi
we're
via
good
Alpha
now.
4, Alpha, Alpha 5.
Runway 35 taxi via Alpha 4, Alpha, Alpha 5, Skywagon 3 November X-ray.
Papa ready to taxi. November 427 Lima Papa, runway 17 taxi via Alpha, Alpha 1.
I'm going to turn off this chase plane because I believe it's locking up my controller. Let's see. Nope. There's something wrong with the controller here.
Skyline 757 ready to taxi.
Taxi via Alpha, Alpha 5.
Guys, let me jump back and get my other controller. Something's not right with this one. It's always... All right, let's try a different controller. If not, I can just work around it.
November
It's
79
not,
or November Lima ready to taxi.
it's not a big deal.
November 79 and November Lima, runway 35 taxi via Alpha 4, Alpha, Alpha 5.
That's beautiful. So the sim is refusing my connectivity to my controllers, but like I said, we're just gonna ignore it. Let's come back over here and turn this on. It's just prevent me from adjusting my seat, but that's okay. I can make this work. All right, let's get going.
Experimental 6 Zulu Victor ready to taxi.
Experimental 6 Zulu Victor, runway 35 taxi via Alpha, Alpha 5.
Make sure I look out there.
Skylane 573 ready to taxi.
Skylane 573, runway 17 taxi via Alpha 3, Alpha Alpha 1.
Now hold up a second. Ground, November Charlie Juliet 472. Ready to taxi to runway 35. Can you confirm that that's still accurate?
November Charlie Juliet 472, contact tower on 127.5, take care.
November Charlie Juliet 472, confirming what is the correct runway that's active right now. I was told runway 35, but I'm hearing chatter to runway 17. Oh, I know what's wrong.
November Charlie Juliet 472, runway 35 only, 17 not available.
Okay, so what's happening is I've got recorded chatter in the background, and they're using past flight plans of what people did. So when you hear them talking runway 17, that's actually not accurate. And see, that's confusing. They shouldn't have that. I mean, if chatter's going to be, you know, accurate. So let's do this. Let me go into the SimBrief app real quick and just disable that.
Husky 630, runway 17 taxi via Alpha 3, Alpha Alpha 1.
See, you hear him say
Runway
17, but it's
Alpha
inaccurate.
3, Alpha Alpha 1, Husky 630.
So we're gonna fix this because that's not good. It's too confusing. I understand what's going on now, so we want to go into, let's see, settings, traffic injection. I'm just gonna, radio chatter is off. Okay. We're just gonna have the chatter for the AI and with me being live and anybody else that's live. The other chatter, there's problems with that. Okay, we're on. We're off. See, if we're flying VATSIM, we wouldn't have this problem. This is the stuff that I'm telling Insane Tensions. They're getting too flu-flu with it. They need to stick to the basics of ATC. Do we really want to hear previous historic traffic injected into the session? No, because they're using the wrong runway. I was told runway 35, which is the accurate, and they're using 17. That's because it's historical. So I just turned that off. Again, a waste of design. Okay, so let's go ahead and trade the taxi lights to nav and strobe. Make sure we got that on. Pitot heat's on. We're gonna put our first lower flaps, and we're gonna flip over to tower. Tower's gonna be on, let's see, 127.5. Yeah, man. There we go. And let's make that one. Good afternoon, Tower, November Charlie Juliet 472. Holding short, runway 35, ready for departure. Information, Zulu.
November Charlie Juliet 472, Leesburg Tower, runway 35, winds 280 at 4. Cleared for takeoff.
Runway 35, the winds are 280 at 4, clear for takeoff. November Charlie Juliet 472. When we get up in flight, we'll see if we can fix our controller so we can kind of adjust ourselves. All right, let's make sure we get the head and bugs set directly. Double check everything. The flaps. Let me make sure the flaps are here. Yep, and we're good.
November Charlie Juliet 472, the airspace you've entered is temporarily restricted for special security reasons. Fly heading 170. Advise when ready to copy a phone number for possible pilot deviation.
Fly heading 170, November Charlie Juliet 472. You gotta love the Washington, D.C. airspace. And trying to use same tensions, it's all jacked up with VFR. So we'll just try to work around it as best as we can. So we're gonna fly over to 170. And make sure we stay under 1500. Thank you so much, Midnight. Thank you so much. All right, let's just keep turning. Let's just get out of here before we get shot down. Because same tensions, they don't honor the VFR, TFR.
November Charlie Juliet 472, you have not been cleared into the Bravo airspace. Exit the Bravo immediately. Once clear, advise when ready to copy phone number for possible pilot deviation.
Let's do this real quick. Hold on a second. Let me put this here real quick. We'll fly out and then we'll come back. We're good here. We're gonna fly that head until we get cleared out. And we're gonna come down to 1500. And I'm gonna switch to departure. I should have hit departure. That's why we're hearing this, because watch this. Good afternoon, departure, November Charlie Juliet 472 is VFR down to Culpeper, currently at 1500. We would like clearance to the Bravo, the rest of the Bravo.
November Charlie Juliet 472, Leesburg departure unable. Remain clear of Bravo. Advise intentions.
Intentions is VFR 1500, then down to Culpeper.
November Charlie Juliet 472, remain clear of Bravo. Culpeper altimeter 3003, say intentions after exiting Bravo.
Okay, that's fine. Journey above the clouds, it is. And it works for the most part. I mean, it works really good for IFR.
American 1944 contact Washington Center on 133.9075.
But there's some bugs to it.
133.975 for American 1944.
So let me hand fly this so we can get out of Bravo.
American 1188, contact Reagan Tower on 119.1.
119.1 for American 1188.
To be honest, to be transparent, I prefer working with BatSim, doing a VFR in the Washington D.C. area, because we don't get all these problems.
American 3043, contact Washington Center on 133.55.
But it's pretty cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, guys.
133.55 for American
You know,
3043.
AI,
Good day.
they're doing the best they can to get it as realistic, and they're going to be bugs, right? So I don't blame them. Okay, so we're going to fly this down to the head-in. We'll catch our line here, and then we'll put it into thing. But once I leave the airspace, the Bravo, then we'll go ahead and say intentions. I just want to get out of here. Yeah, there's a lot you can do with the AI. You can actually, they have this one tool, they have different tools, but they have one called a taxi tuner. So you can actually tune the runways to the AI so they actually get it correct. Because as you know, the labels in the standard Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, the runway taxis can be incorrect. So you can actually go and fix those. Oh, okay. No, if you move, that's understandable. But I enjoy it. When all the tech works, right? When I don't have a technical problem. But then it wouldn't be a challenge or fun trying to get it back fixed. So it is what it is, and I try to make it as best as I try to enjoy it as best as I can. Some things are just out of my control. So as we come up, we're just going to fly this. Departure November Charlie Juliet 472. We're trying to get out of the Bravo. Should be here in the next 5 minutes. And our intentions is VFR currently at 1500 down to Culpeper. Oh, no, that's cool. If you've got
November
the panel.
Charlie Juliet 472, remain clear of Bravo. Advise when clear.
Who's that panel made by? And I'm still trying to get used to chase plane. All right, I think we can put autopilot on now. There we go. Just let it settle down here. Make sure I monitor the terrain since we're currently at 1500. Ah, yes, if it's real sim gear, that's a beautiful one. Okay, so let's put the nav
contact
on.
Dulles Tower on 134.425.
All right, that was my mistake. I was paying attention.
3438.
I didn't have nav on. So when I aligned it with the path, so bad game speaker pilot today. We'll fix that. ATC's probably like, what is this guy doing?
Attention viewers, this is your captain speaking. If you're enjoying the flight, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Commutair 4824.
Thanks for
Dallas
flying with us today.
134.425.
I do want to at least get my, see if I can get my, just my PPL.
4824. Good day.
Just to say that I can take that off my bucket list. Yeah, yesterday I had chase plane, and this plane was like, the physics to the pilot was actually bouncing. I actually settled it down quite a bit. Leesburg departure. I'm trying to get out of Bravo, but I'm flying over some mountains. I'm about to fly over some mountains, and I'm currently at 1500. Would like permission to go up to 2500. November Charlie, July 472.
November Charlie, Juliet 472. Climb and maintain 2500.
Climb and maintain 2500. November Charlie, July 472. Well, thank you. I recently got the Honeycomb Alpha, or yeah, the Honeycomb Alpha yoke for the Cessna, and it just makes a world of a difference. I was using the Thrustmaster because that's all I could afford at the time, so I've upgraded with that to the Honeycomb, and it makes a world of difference. I can be more precise. Like when I got a turn, I got a turn. Like somebody told me yesterday, it's just more natural. It's the way it's supposed to be.
United 1322, contact Dulles Tower on 134.425.
So you had the reverse problem.
Over to Dulles Tower
Yeah.
on 134.425 for United 1322.
No, the thing is, if you can use the controller, the controller, whether it's a stick for a stick or, you know, for a yoke to a yoke, that's what you want. You want to kind of mimic the real aircraft. Okay, when we get
Southwest
down,
194, contact Dulles Tower on 134.425. 134.425.
I'm going to wait for the
Southwest
next ring,
194.
and then we'll go ahead and set the approach. So, do you currently have your pilot's license? Or are you still going through training as well? Now let's see. I'm gonna try to.
Attention passengers, we have a new subscriber joining our journey. Thank you for climbing.
Divine Winds, thank you so much for stopping by and for that sub. I greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. So I'm using chase plane, and one of the features I like is actually the binocular feature. It kind of helps you isolate. And this actually comes in handy because Sane Tensions actually has some SkyOp missions. And you can have you can ask for them, or you can actually have it do it at random. So you could be flying long, and if you're in a certain aircraft, they will call on you to do like some type of search and rescue. And I think that having that binoculars will make things a lot easier. So, Journey of the Clouds. I went through a flight school full-time for about 10 months and got my PPL. Oh, congratulations. PPL, IFR, CPL, CFL. Wow. Sounds like it. Sounds like it. Well, good for you. Congratulations on that. Whereabouts are you from? Like, where do you fly? Usually, what areas do you like to fly? North Carolina. Nice. All right, guys. We're going to do the approach procedure.
Brickyard 3530, contact Dulles Tower on 134.425.
It's going to be a visual 22.
134.425 for Brickyard 3530.
22.
Commutair 4876, contact Dulles Tower on 134.425.
Let's go ahead and set that up.
Over to Dulles Tower on 134.425, E Commutair 4876.
Let's set the altitude to 1100. I'll put that for VNav right now, and let me double check some stuff. Let's bring up the tablet. I'm trying to use this more now. For a while I wasn't using it, but I'm trying to get myself into the habit of using this. So more info. So I want to check the elevation, which is 302. Okay. All right, right now St. Tensions is tuned into the closest airport right now is Manassas Regional Airport. So Journey, how far from North Carolina, like somewhere, I'm assuming one of those airports down there, if that's where you're from, but how far have you flown? What's the furthest that you've flown? Oh my God, so that's in real life. That's pretty cool. Okay, no, that's that's a good little haul. But yeah, that when you were doing your training in Washington Center, requested you to find a plane. That's pretty neat. I like that fun fact, yeah. Actually, I'm gonna bring my this 3. I can bring it down to, let's see, 8. We're gonna do about 8. Longest south. Okay, so Richmond was north.
Contact Reagan Tower on 119.1.
Longest south was Savannah, Georgia. Oh, pretty cool.
119.1 for Blue Streak 5062. Good day.
And you said you were in a diamond, right? Those are pretty cool. I've had other people stop by, and
134.425 for Air
that's what they've trained with is the diamond.
Leesburg 4387, contact Dulles Tower on 134.425.
134.425 for Leesburg 4387. Good day.
What? I hope it
United
didn't break
2064, contact
when you were
Dulles Tower on
in air, in flight.
134.425.
134.425, left United 2264.
So what was wrong with the plane? Oh, Lord. I think that's once too many. Well, it depends what it was. Did you have to do like a turn back?
United 2125, contact Dulles Tower on 134.425.
Switching to Dulles Tower on 134.425, United
Attention
2125.
viewers, this is your captain speaking. If you're enjoying the flight, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for flying with us today.
Oh, so you can have a mentor, like you can have AI in your plane, like cabin crew, and they could be telling you like SkyUp missions. You can also have a mentor on board, and you can talk to him. You can also on the intercom, and you can also have like a tour guide. There's several different intercom characters, I should say. That's pretty fun because sometimes I'll be doing like some tours, and I'll have like Jeeves is one of the names of the AI characters, and he'll just fill you with all kinds of information as you fly by and talk about all the different places. So that's pretty cool. It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys have ever used Bush Talk Radio. It's, you know, you pick your plan and people submit like the different types of history. They put their own, you know, history right up, and then it gets translated from text to speech, and it comes through over your plane because you run this app, which is really neat too. Clean this up. So we're gonna come down pretty quick here. The in-flight one was for yes, I'm actually in the DC area, probably about 10 miles from the Leesburg airport, about 5 miles from Dulles International. So my VATSIM folks, when I'm on VATSIM, the ATC folks, they really know this area. So it's really fun doing the VATSIM with them, especially in this airspace. Yeah. It looks like we're starting to go down, so let's slow this plane down so we don't overspeed. All right, I already see the PAPI lights. Let's see if this works real quick. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Okay, let me go back here. I'm using a Stream Deck Plus to kind of help me. It's just so when I'm streaming, I can kind of get to the knobs a little bit faster. Okay, so we're at 100, so we can put the first flaps. Get this thing down slower. Second stage of flaps. More throttle. It's gonna throw us to a slow down. Let's go here. We got a headwind of 11 knots. All right, autopilot, let's go. Let's make use of this yoke. Ooh.
SkyWest 3776, contact Dulles Tower on 134.425.
Switching to Dulles Tower on 134.425, east SkyWest 3776.
Switch! I got a 50% chance of making this. It's either make it or crash. And yes, I know I'm too high. There we go. Keep it up. Can he get the line? Oh, he's not gonna get the line. Well, maybe. Yes. There we go. Whew. There's a bus over there. Woo! Put my taxi lights on. Take my landing lights off. Okay, let's see. Same tensions did flip over, so let me dial into the ramp. Journey, do it when you get some time. I'll answer that here in a second. Well, I'll just let me get forward. Good evening, Culpeper ramp, November Charlie Juliet 472. Where can I taxi to parking?
You are still on ramp frequency.
Yeah. So you're not working the ground. Okay, never mind then. You're just doing ramp. There's a guy right there. I see him. We're just gonna do this. He's right there. We're just gonna assume that that's for us. Ooh. Not good. Let me go out and come back. So I have two computers. One's for the sim, and the other one is the actual sim computer is a 4080. Don't run me over. You just want to mess with me, right? There we go. Cool. Park and brake on. Yeah, so what I was saying earlier, Sane Tensions gives you the ability to put like radio chatter, so it's not completely empty chatter. But the problem with that, and also AI, but the problem is it uses historical radio comms. And today I noticed it was like, you know, I was cleared to go to runway 35, and it was referencing the calls to like runway 17. I'm like, see, that's confusing. So I went in there and just turned it off. It's not smart enough to know, provide me the ones that make sense. It just throws anything in there. So it was kind of unrealistic and it was just confusing me. I felt like I was gonna run into the aircraft on the other side of the runway strip. So anyway, cool. So we got that. I've never used VATSIM. How hard was it to get into that? Journey, are you talking from a technical stand? It's not really hard. What you do is you actually go to the VATSIM site. There's a step-by-step how to get started. And they'll make you take a mini, like a small class, but because you've got all your training, you're gonna be fine. And then they'll grant you access, and then you'll go get, if you're on Windows, it's called vPilot, and that's an application that you put on, and it interfaces into your sim. So when you actually tune the radio, it will convert with that software, and it connects you to VATSIM. And it's really cool. I mean, like I tell people, they tell me they're shy of using VATSIM, but I'm like, if you're going for your pilot's license, you can't be shy talking in real life to ATC, right? You got to talk. So, you know, I was very nervous at first, but I'm like, hey, my first, and what's cool is when you file the flight plan, because you have to have it before you actually come online. Otherwise, they won't let you connect unless you're in like an observer mode. But what was I going to say? You can actually put in notes in your flight plan to VATSIM when you file, and you can actually say, you know, I'm new, I'm relatively new, go easy on me, and they'll actually see that. So, you know, it's not that scary. It's not that scary. It's actually pretty fun because you listen to them talking to your ATC, talking to other VATSIM pilots. And you can actually, a pilot can talk to another pilot as well. Everybody's linked. So we're gonna pull this pilot off. Let's store the fuel to the left. Magneto switch off. And we are going to shut down avionics bus 2, avionics bus 1. The battery that, let me check all my switches. All my lights are off and the pitot heat. And we are good. And what's really cool, Journey, it's 100% free. And you'll get other pilots that are volunteering to be ATC. You'll get other ATC folks, real ATC people that they just have this passion for, you know, the flight industry. They'll come on board and help. So depending on who you get, you just start learning a lot of information, lots of information. And, you know, you can also message them so you don't tie up the radio frequency. If you have a question, you can say, hey, I'm new in this Bravo airspace, you know, can you kind of help me through it? And they will, or they'll provide you some information as well to learn it. So anyway, I've got to get going. It was nice meeting you, Journey. Yeah, get that set up and let me know, you know, and maybe we could do a flight together. You know, we'll do VATSIM or we'll figure something out, because I'm actually looking to do a group flight. Oh yeah, definitely. If you're subscribed, you'll get notified. And also, I've been thinking about doing some community group flies together. And actually now, Sane Tensions has made this utility that I can actually set up a group event. So it makes the process much easier. So Switch, were you saying you were just flying as well? So you did 15 miles in 40 minutes, almost as fast as your... Gotta love it, you joker, you. Indoor bike. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I like that. All right, guys, speaking of indoor bike, that's my turn now. You just made me feel bad, so now I'm going to get on my treadmill. But I will see you guys later. Good seeing you guys later. And you guys, thank you for the subs and the likes as well. Thank you. See you, Switch. I'll probably be on a few more times this weekend. I've got a long weekend, so you'll see me.